Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you silence your cell phones and please note the exit signs in the unlikely event of an emergency. Welcome to the first annual Regional Educators Award ceremony in the Clemens Fine Arts Theatre on the campus of the four-time Aspen, nationally ranked West Kentucky Community and Technical College. Tonight's program is sponsored by CSI, Harper Industries Incorporated, Travis School Equipment, the PJC Foundation, and our gold sponsor, Community Financial Services Bank, CFSB. Please welcome the dynamic MCs for the evening, Mrs. Lee Emmons, Vice President of Advancement, and Dr. David Heflin, the Vice President of Academic Affairs.
Welcome to our inaugural West Kentucky Community and Technical College Regional Educators Awards and Scholarship Program.
Now, before we get started, we're going to follow in Dr. Reece's footsteps and ask you all to please stand and repeat after me. Everybody stand. Hello, neighbor.
Hello, neighbor.
I'm so glad you're here with us tonight.
I'm so glad you're here with us tonight.
Did you know?
Did you know?
You are VIPs of this region.
You are VIPs of this region.
And certainly VIPs tonight.
And certainly VIPs tonight.
What you do matters.
What you do matters.
Now fist bump and sit down.
Tonight, we honor educators who go above and beyond their daily responsibilities and play a tremendous role in the shaping of education in our region. Specifically, the awards program honors outstanding contributions to pre-kindergarten, kindergarten, elementary, and secondary education, as well as seeks to advance understanding and support for continued education. We honor the vital role all our educators, administrators, staff, and supporters play in education. And an exciting part of this program is the establishment of a Regional Educators Scholarship, which will benefit WKCTC students who are interested in pursuing education as a career. I would now like to invite Mrs. Susan Eberzabel of CFSB to our stage to offer remarks.
CFSB is proud and honored to be a part of this celebration and just wanted to say thank you to the impact you have on our children's lives each and every day.
Thank you, Susan. And thank you to all of our sponsors. We are so appreciative of your support. Please give a round of applause again for all of our sponsors and their generous contributions to future educators.
I would now like to recognize superintendents from our region. If you're a superintendent, would you please stand, and would everyone please hold their applause until all the names of the superintendents have been read. Carlisle County, Jay Simmons. Ballard County, Casey Allen. Hickman County, Casey Henderson. Fulton County, Aaron Collins. Fulton City, Deanna Miller. Mayfield City, Joe Henderson. Graves County, Kim Dublin. Paducah City, Donald Shively.
McCracken County, Brian Harper. Murray City, Coy Salmons. Callaway County, Trey Settle. St. Mary, Eleanor Spraggs. Livingston County, Victor Zimmerman. Lyon County, Russ Tilford. Community Christian Academy, Jennifer Watkins. Let's give them a round of applause.
Please let me introduce our first speaker this evening. Originally from Barbados, Dr. Reece has returned to Western Kentucky from the institution that shall not be named from our southern border, where he served in multiple roles. He served as the first minority director of student affairs in the Kentucky Community and Technical College system, and Dr. Anton Reece currently serves as the second president of West Kentucky Community and Technical College since October 2016. Please help me welcome Dr. Anton Reece.
We got Tennessee jokes, huh? Good afternoon, everyone. Let me just say that I'm unbelievably pleased that the vision that I had returning to Paducah with intention was recognizing, supporting our teachers and educators and the supporting staff that make the magic happen on a daily basis. Teachers do make a difference. You know, the adage says that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, teachers help to raise expectations. I've shared with audiences as we've toured throughout the Western County region that indeed part of my upbringing was being situated in a school 13 miles in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by a cane field. We learned very quickly at that location, it was not as much as what you were surrounded with, but more importantly, who you were surrounded by. And that was powered by teachers who echoed our motto, Passant quia posse videnter, they can because they think they can. So high expectations was the norm for me. Teachers made a difference in my lives and certainly have made a difference in all of our lives. And we've had all kinds of teachers, yes? We've had some teachers that we look back upon and we go, boy, were they rough. Can I have an amen? Mrs. Small, Edna Small, and she was small, had this real unique quirk where she would have this, beautiful white carpet at the very front as you come in, this beautiful white mat, on top of this carpet. And, it was legend that no one in 15 years have ever tarnished this carpet. And I remember as a young whippersnapper, racing through on a rainy day and running right across that mat. It was just dead silence. And she gave me that look from 5 feet looking up. I was a little tall, and she goes, and I went, well, Mrs. Small, I said, we run in our house. And Mrs. Small went, not in my house. Sounded something from Poltergeist. She challenged me and made me very aware about the discipline of respect for one's house. We fast forward very quickly to Frank Fernandez. He was the Guyanese master of music. And those of you who were here for my inauguration, my oldest brother is a professional singer. And for those of you with siblings, when you follow in their tracks, the expectation is that you have similar gifts. And it was Frank Fernandez, it was choral, it was the music class. And the song was Michael Row the Boat Ashore. I threw down. It was part Picasso, part Luther, a little smattering of Patti, and a lot of... for a moment, I was even moved almost to tears. And Fernandez looks across and he goes, you. And I went, me? He said, come here. And I went, oh, God, solo. And he made me stand in the corner, and the choir went on singing. And he told me after choir that I had a lot of hidden talent. See, so teachers can inspire and challenge us in different ways, I'm just saying. But indeed, I do bring you greetings, though, on the more than 8,000 students who make their way to our doors on an annual basis. And certainly, as a higher ed institution, we roll our sleeves up to partner with our very important K-12 partners, and we just want to thank you again for being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Reece. We're excited to introduce two performers tonight who were specifically selected by Dr. Reece. Our first performer is Mr. Calvin Cole, Jr., a resident of Paducah, Kentucky. Mr. Cole is a talented musician, as many of you may have heard while he was warming up prior to the ceremony. He is a member of Mount Moriah Missionary Baptist Church, where he plays for the choir. Mr. Cole has been a musician for more than 30 years, having started in middle school. He is being accompanied tonight by the Reverend Donovan Woods on keyboard. And while Mr. Cole is getting ready, let me make one correction, please. I pronounced the St. Mary's superintendent as Eleanor Spraggs, and that should be Eleanor Spry. And please forgive me, and I apologize for that mispronunciation.
Falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus was the best thing I have ever done. but Jesus, falling in love with Jesus, falling in love with Jesus was the best thing I ever done. It is the best thing I ever done. It is the best thing I ever done. Y'all better praise God up in this place. Come on. Somebody bless the Lord. Cause it's the best thing I ever done. Calvin Cole, everybody.
Wow. One more round of applause, please. Our next performer is Miss Amanda Wilson. Miss Wilson started singing at an early age and began her musical journey in Chicago, Illinois, before arriving in Paducah, Kentucky. Miss Wilson has sung with, as well as directed college and church choirs across the state of Illinois. This year, Miss Wilson introduced herself as a solo artist, Amanda Joyce, and released her first single titled Be Free. And as we wait a little bit longer, please welcome Miss Amanda Joyce.
The children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone to fulfill my need. A lonely place to be. So I've learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to want the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside, and give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail or if I succeed, at least I live and I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity. Because the greatest love of all is happening to me. It is learning to love yourself. That is the greatest love of all. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of, it leads you to a lonely place. Find your strength in It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. But you were content to let me shine. That's your way. You always walk a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. You ever know that you're my hero?
Amen.
Oh my gosh. The Regional Educator Award Scholarship Program is the vision of Dr. and Mrs. Cornelia Reece.
Mrs. Cornelia Reece has more than 27 years of experience in serving students and families in grades K through 12 in Knoxville, Tennessee, McCracken County, and the city of Paducah. Mrs. Reece has made contributions that address building positive relationships among family, school, and community. She served as the director of the Oscar Cross Boys and Girls Club, Paducah Head Start, and was one of the first Family Resource Center coordinators in our region. Mrs. Reece, please stand as we recognize your many contributions to education.
Dr. and Mrs. Reece came back to Paducah with the vision of helping our region through education. One of the first ideas Dr. Reece spoke of as our new president was the Regional Educators Awards Program. Dr. and Mrs. Reece were involved in a similar program in Tennessee, and both believe in the power of thanking and recognizing those in our region who do what they do because they love it and not for recognition. Dr. and Mrs. Reece believe educators should be recognized because of the vital role they play in the lives of students. We want to thank you, Dr. Reece and Mrs. Reece, for bringing this to our region. Our featured speaker this evening is Dr. Lucien Yates III. Dr. Yates is a veteran educator and has served in a variety of educational roles throughout our broad region. He has served as a teacher, assistant principal, assistant superintendent, professor, and currently serves as dean of the graduate school at Tennessee State University. A sought-after speaker and trainer, Dr. Yates currently manages the Yates Group. So please help me in...
No, David, wait.
Yes, Lee?
Sorry, you forgot something.
What?
Well, a very important part of Dr. Yates' bio, I mean, where your undergraduate degree is from, kind of lays the foundation for the success and the person you become. For example, my undergraduate degree is from Morehead State University. Where is Dr. Yates' undergraduate degree from?
Yes, of course, Morehead State University, Lee. Of course. And we certainly know that it has helped Dr. Yates immensely. So please help me welcome Dr. Lucien Yates.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Good evening, Paducah.
Good evening.
You can do better than that, I'm sure. Good evening, Paducah.
Good evening.
How glad I am to be back into my home state of Kentucky. It seems like the last time I was in Paducah, your president invited me. He wasn't quite president then, but I knew it was in the offing. So thank you to President Reece, Vice President Heffler, and the entire crew here at West Kentucky Community and Technical College for the invitation to be here and for the fine accommodations that you have had for my wife and I. My wife of 40 years, the same woman. I know those applause are for her because she deserves sainthood putting up with me. So if I just wave your hand, you're over there somewhere. Okay. I consider being a part of this inaugural event an honor and a privilege. I am grateful for this opportunity, and I don't take it lightly. Before I get started with my prepared remarks, there's another person, two people actually, I'd like to recognize. When I was in Texas, I was part of the Texas A&M system at Prairie View A&M University. A parent came by to bring his son because he wanted to be a biology teacher. So they brought him to the Dean of Education to see if I could convince him to be an education major and a biology teacher. It was a bright young man. And I said, yes, these are the kinds that we want in education. So Mr. Shy came, Corey came, and he was a biology education major. And when I adopt a kid or I mentor a kid, I expect them to come and see me periodically. And true to form, Corey would come to see me periodically, just checking in to see how it was going. And I told him, I said, I expect nothing less than an A. He said, okay. And he brought his grades back at the end of the semester. He had all A's. I said, yes. He's going to be a wonderful biology teacher. So he came another week, and he looked sort of down. I said, what's wrong? He said, I don't want you to be mad at me. I said, what do you mean, be mad at you? He said, I don't think I'm going to be a teacher. I said, you're not? What are you going to do? He said, I want to be a medical doctor. So to make a long story short, I told him, I said, son, you have to do what you're called to do. And if being a medical doctor is your calling, then I wish you success. I want you to know that Corey is in his second year of residency. He's already finished medical school in his second year of residency in St. Louis. His mother and father, when he retired, moved back to Paducah. And when he saw that I was going to speak here tonight, he said, I got to see you. So he met me today at the nail shop when my wife was getting her nails done. But he and his wife are here. Would you all please stand? I just want to recognize you. Thank you so much for being here and being the parents of wonderful children. Another little aside. I don't know if you all are on Facebook or social media. After the Trayvon Martin murder, there was a young man with a hat on backwards, and, just sort of thuggish looking. And beside him was another picture of a young person in a doctor's coat. And he said, I am Trayvon. He had a little essay under it. It went viral, over 1 million hits. That was their son. You can check it on Facebook. If you go on Facebook and the search engine say, I am Trayvon, and you search it, you can read that piece by Corey. So Corey's going to send me one autographed so I can tell him, I know this boy right here. He's somebody. So first of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the nominees and best wishes. Let's give them a rousing round of applause. I sat up here on stage and read the nominations and the little brief in the program, and I was almost brought to tears. Stories of hardships and stories of triumph, stories of victory and stories of incredible strength and encouragement. And because of you, many students, families, and communities have been strengthened. And I would just like to say, from me and my wife, thank you. But being an educator for 42 years, I know that what you do is not a solo task, but it's a family one. I want to thank the families of these who have loaned schools and school districts your loved ones, and you had to cook your own meal, or you had to wait for mom or dad to get home because they were out doing God's work. Would the families of the nominees please stand so that we can thank you for your sacrifice as well. Regardless of the outcomes, who wins, all of you are winners. I just want to congratulate you for just being nominated. It's wonderful. As I thought about what I would say, how I could inspire, how could I leave something here with you, I thought about Sasha Obama. When she asked her father, "Daddy, do you have your speech together?" He said, "No, I'm working on it." She said, "It's got to be good because you're the first." And I felt the same way. Lucian, your speech has to be good because you are the first, the inaugural event. So I thought about today. Today is March the 15th. March the 15th. Not tax day, that's April the 15th, but March the 15th. Today is the Ides of March. The Ides of March. On the Roman calendar, it was that day that closely corresponds to March the 15th on our calendar. Originally, the Ides of March was considered a day of celebration and a day of settling debts. Remember, it got its claim from Shakespeare's work, his classic, Julius Caesar. Caesar's rule was in trouble. He was a demagogue. He didn't want to listen to other people. As a ruler, he set his own rules, and frequently he bypassed the Senate to do his own thing. The senators feared Caesar's power, and they know they couldn't overthrow him, so Caesar declared himself dictator for life. But there were two senators, Cassius and Brutus, who plotted to kill Caesar. So the soothsayer came by to Caesar and said, "Beware the Ides of March." Caesar said, "What?" "Beware the Ides of March." Julius Caesar played down the predictions of the soothsayer, and true to what the soothsayer had said, when he was at the theater that night, he was stabbed 23 times and died. That event, the Ides of March, transformed history. It transformed it from the Roman Republic to the Roman Empire. And from that day, the Ides of March became known as a bad luck day. People began to celebrate the Ides of March in several ways. Some people go back and reread Shakespeare's work, Julius Caesar. Some might have a toga party. And modern TV have made togas more important in Roman cultures than they really were. Some might even have a Roman-themed dinner with wine and cheese and grapes and olives and crusty bread and honey. But don't serve pasta. It wasn't introduced to the 13th century by Marco Polo. Well, today, in Paducah, Kentucky, the Ides of March, March the 15th, just like it was in Caesar's day, will no longer be the same. It's no longer going to be a day of bad luck, but it's going to be a day of celebration. Because of this inaugural event here at West Kentucky Community and Technical College Regional Educators Award and Scholarship Program, as conceived and implemented by my friend, Dr. Anton Reece, where we recognize heroes and sheroes that go about their task day in and day out without any fanfare, but with diligence and integrity, they make a mighty difference in the lives of boys and girls. From this day forward, from this Ides of March, all people in these communities will know that collectively we thank all teachers, paraprofessionals, administrators, and counselors for tirelessly working for making this world a better place. From this day forward, on this Ides of March, we salute school boards and superintendents and volunteers and parents for supporting our schools. From this day forward, on this Ides of March, we salute colleges and universities and communities and technical colleges for producing outstanding professionals and support staffs who keep our schools and our school districts running like well-oiled machines. From this day forward, on this Ides of March, we salute businesses and philanthropic organizations, social and service clubs for providing grants, internships, externships, and other forms of financial and emotional support for our students, our faculty, and our staff. From this day forward on the Ides of March, we will not allow anyone to denigrate or dog out our schools and our teachers and our administrators. We will stand tall in the saddle for the best public school system in the world. And regardless, I'm going to get political, regardless of what your governor says, teachers are not selfish, they are not self-centered. The fact is they are the most selfless people that I know. By the way, they are not lazy either. On this side of March, no more bad luck. It's a time to celebrate. Yes, we celebrate schools, we celebrate school districts, we celebrate our children, and by all means, we celebrate our educators. As I said earlier, I had the opportunity to read these nominations and these statements written here, and how glad I am that I'm not a judge. You all are winners. I was brought to tears with the authenticity and the warmth and the fervor with which these educators were described. How blessed your communities are to have such consummate educators in your presence. So I'd just like to say thank you. It seems such a small word and not significant enough for all the work that you do, but I don't know any other word other than thank you. If I were in Spain, I would say gracias. If I were in France, I would say merci beaucoup. If I were Italian or in Italy, I would say grazie. If I was in Japan, I would say aggregato. If I was in China, I would say doge. If I was in Germany, I would say dankeschön. If I was in Thailand, I would say kamkunmaka. If I was in Russia, I would say spasiba. If I were Korean, I would say gamsahadniba. If I was in Iceland, I would say tak. In Hawaii, when I just got back from there, they say mahalo. If I were in Greece, I would say erharhisto. But since I'm in the United States, and since I'm in Kentucky, and since I am in Paducah, the only way I know how to say it is thank you, thank you, thank you for your hard work. Keep up the great works because our boys and girls are dependent on you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Dr. Yates. And now we are ready to begin our awards presentation. West Kentucky Community and Technical College put out a call for nominations throughout the region and received more than 60 nominations, which came from students, parents, and colleagues. Nominees were then asked to submit an application, and those are the individuals whom we're recognizing tonight in 4 categories. Nominees, when your name is called, we ask that you please come up on stage, and we will read a brief statement from the nominator. Each nominee will remain on stage until we have announced all nominees in that category. We will then announce 2 finalists and a winner in each category. Each winner will be invited to speak briefly upon receiving their award.
And we ask that you cheer wildly and applaud as each name is read. At this time, may we have the sealed envelopes, please? Sorry. Our first category is Distinguished Faculty for Pre-Kindergarten through 5th grade.
Or kindergarten.
Or kindergarten, yeah. I did go to kindergarten and learn that, though, yeah. It says pre-K, and I knew it wasn't supposed to be that, so I'm sorry. Susan Crawford, Murray Independent Schools, Head Start Lead Teacher and Center Supervisor. Preschool is the foundation of how these students feel about learning, and Miss Susan makes each and every student feel like they are important and encourages them to learn. She goes above and beyond for her students by creating a fun and learning experience every day. Susan Crawford.
Amy Haskins Crow, Concord Elementary School, second grade teacher. Her natural ability to engage her students is phenomenal, and her classroom is so hands-on and interactive, full of life and activity. I suspect it makes it hard for the other teachers as her students move on to higher grades. They have some pretty big shoes to fill.
Tara Jane T.J. Davidson, Concord Elementary School, first grade teacher. I feel as a parent you should not only want your child's education to be first, but also to know that they are taken care of and loved when they are not with you. And Mrs. Davidson makes me as a parent feel this way.
Lindsay Halverson, Concord Elementary School, second grade teacher. She allowed our son to get involved, volunteer, and even have some leadership in class. These things made all the difference. He comes home with smiles and feeling accomplished. We feel that it's given him a renewed sense of confidence.
Shannon Hokinson Rendon, St. Mary's Elementary School, preschool teacher. She goes above and beyond teaching young kids how to listen, obey, and take leadership to another level. She teaches kids how to interact with others by learning to compromise, play, and communicate with each other. She is a great educator.
Kendra Hubbard, Reedland Elementary School, preschool teacher. Mrs. Hubbard deserves to be recognized for the amazing work she does every day. She is so humble that anytime I try to thank her in front of others for her amazing achievements with my son, she always puts credit back to me for what I do with him. But she is the miracle worker.
Valerie Kemp, Concord Elementary, second grade teacher. She genuinely cares for all her students. She treats them with respect and kindness. My daughter loves her. She made learning fun and exciting for my daughter.
Debbie Moss, Community Christian Academy, kindergarten teacher. Mrs. Moss began her career as an educator 4 decades ago, serving as Paducah City Schools' first ever kindergarten teacher. And she's been shaping young minds in classrooms at McNabb Elementary and Community Christian Academy. I was her student, and she taught me to love learning. Now, I am blessed to watch my daughter begin her educational career under Mrs. Moss's exceptional instruction.
Bailey Wolf, Concord Elementary School, first grade teacher. My daughter is now in the 3rd grade, and Mrs. Wolf is just as much of an influence in her life as she was when she was her student. Mrs. Wolf has watched her dance competitions on the weekends when that was her time away from her job to be with her family. And because of her warm, loving attitude, has influenced my child to want to be a teacher. If we could, let's give a round of applause for all of our nominees.
The finalists for the Distinguished Faculty Pre-K through 5th Grade Award are Debbie Moss, Community Christian Academy kindergarten teacher. Bailey Wolf, Concord Elementary School 1st grade teacher.
Please note that it is sealed with a gold seal. And the winner of the 2018 Distinguished Faculty Pre-K through 5th Grade Award is Susan Crawford, Murray Head Start lead teacher and center supervisor.
I just want to thank my preschool families, probably more than anyone. I'm sorry. Thank you. The support of Murray Head Start, and Murray Independent Schools to kind of follow my vision. So thank you.
And let's give them all a round of applause as they exit the stage.
Our next category is Distinguished Faculty for 6th grade through 12th grade.
Stephanie Duke, Graves County High School science teacher. Stephanie has always been asked to wear many hats. There are no days when we let this or that go in the classroom. Those high expectations are ever present, and the kids know it, while maintaining a fabulous rapport with her.
Allison Green, St. Mary High School mathematics teacher and department chair. One of Mrs. Green's greatest strengths is her power of positive motivation. Her students constantly comment on her bubbly personality, math puns, and how excited and passionate she is in the classroom. She celebrates her students' victories and refuses to give up on student losses. Her students know that she is a positive resource for them, regardless of their circumstances.
Gina Maley, Murray Middle School visual arts teacher. She has to offer meetings every day to allow all the students who are interested to participate. She structures all her lessons so that students are allowed opportunities for their individual creativity in projects. She's encouraging and positive with students and faculty members. She touches all our lives in such a wonderful way and is definitely an example of the best in an educator.
Lynn Pisote, McCracken County High School art teacher. Ms. Pisote has worked tirelessly throughout her career to instill a love of art in her students. She has been a community builder within our field, making connections between our program and the art community at large.
Jennifer Scheidel, McCracken County High School English and Language Arts teacher. Jennifer helps propel the organization in a forward direction by working as hard as possible and being involved in anything she can be involved in. She comes in early, stays late, and never, ever complains. She's one of the strongest members of our team and a reason our school is so successful. She's also one of the finest teachers we have at our school. She not only understands her content, but she understands her students as well.
Shan Stamper, McCracken County High School Jewelry, Metal, and Arts teacher. Mrs. Stamper is an awesome teacher, goes above and beyond with her students. She has the ability to truly draw out talent from many areas. She is nice and enjoys being around her students. She wants to make us laugh and learn, but also teaches that there's so much more to learning than just the Monday, day-to-day grind. She is amazing.
Kathy Thweet, Fulton City High School science teacher. Kathy works tirelessly to ensure her students are not only learning and enjoying the process, but are also taken care of in all capacities. She has helped students who did not have a bed to sleep in or enough food at home to get through the week. She has also been a wonderful mentor.
Ashley Woodruff, McCracken County High School Family and Consumer Science teacher. Mrs. Woodruff is a kind and encouraging teacher who helps her students achieve greatness. She is an all-around amazing educator, leader, and person who goes above and beyond for her students and the people in the community.
Let's give a round of applause for all the nominees.
The finalists for the Distinguished Faculty 6th through 12th grade award are Lynn Pisote, McCracken County High School art teacher. Kathy Thweet, Fulton City High School science teacher.
And the winner of the 2018 Distinguished Faculty 6th through 12th grade award is...
Should be cleaner. Yeah.
It's really sealed. Gina L. Maley, Murray Middle School.
I wasn't expecting this, and I'm so glad to be on stage with a lot of my friends and fellow educators. I'm so honored to receive this award. You know, as educators, we have what I feel, one of the most challenging professions, and yet one of the most rewarding. Yet we don't do this for the rewards. None of us do. We do it because we're passionate about education, and we do it for kids. And I'm just so proud to receive this award and stand before you as a teacher and as one of the greatest professions that we have. Thank you so much.
And let's please give them all a round of applause as they exit the stage.
Our next category is Distinguished Administrator.
Amy Carrico, Community Christian Academy Principal. Mrs. Carrico shows love to every single student, every single day, and goes out of her way to help us in whatever we need. She challenges us every month with a new project that will grow our desire for learning. She is so passionate about CCA, and there's no way of knowing where we would be without her guidance and determination.
Ellen Murphy, Fulton County High School Principal. Mrs. Ellen does anything and everything she can to make our school a better place. She goes above and beyond in everything she does in order to make sure we have an exceptional school environment and life. She's hardworking and does everything possible for our school. She goes out of her way quite often for people just to help them when it's not included in her job.
Ginger Stewart, Concord Elementary School Principal. She genuinely cares about each and every single student and ensures that each student has the tools needed for success. I don't think she knows anyone is aware of how above and beyond she will go for our kids, how much she cares, and how remarkable she is.
Allison Stieg, Paducah Tillman High School Assistant Principal and Dean. Mrs. Stieg's dedication to fostering supportive learning environment for students is unparalleled. I have worked in many school environments, and no one devotes as much time before and after school as Mrs. Stieg to ensure that students and parents know they are supported here at Tillman. Our positive community exists by her hard work and dedication, and we are grateful to have her.
Donna Ware, Commonwealth Middle College Principal. Mrs. Ware has been an irreplaceable person in my life, and she has impacted my life in so many ways, mostly because she's the most amazing and astonishing person I've ever met. She's the reason many people who wouldn't have gotten an education are getting an education. I can never thank Mrs. Ware enough for everything she has done for me.
Let's give them all a round of applause, please. The finalists for the Distinguished Administrator Award are Amy Carrico, Community Christian Academy Principal. Ginger Stewart, Concord Elementary School Principal. I'll take it this time.
The winner of the 2018 Distinguished Administrator Award is Ellen Murphy, Fulton County High School Principal.
Oh, what do I say? I'm honored to receive this award tonight, but I'm honored because it's not just about me, and I say that all the time. It's about this group of people that's here tonight supporting me. My staff, I have an amazing staff, have an amazing central office staff. We have an amazing area technology center, my Four Rivers Foundation, and also WKCTC. We work together as a team, and that's what it's all about. And that's who I accept this award on behalf of tonight, because it's about all of us working together for the students of our community. Thank you so much.
And a round of applause for all the nominees as they exit the stage. David, what did you say earlier about cheer wildly?
Yes, and
applaud?
wildly.
Cheer
Well
wildly.
done. Well done, Fulton. Yeah, Fulton County. Sorry. The next award, the Unsung Hero Award, is in honor of Mrs. Cornelia Reece, who we now welcome to our stage. Oh, she's here. Sorry. This award is for those individuals who work with students, helping find ways to support their success without acknowledgement or attention.
Heather Anderson, Families and Transition Coordinator for Paducah Public Schools. No student can meet the fullest educational potential if he is hungry or if she's worried where she will sleep tonight. Heather attempts to combat these issues with and for her students so that each can have the opportunity to be successful in the educational setting. She does it with determination and aplomb. It is no surprise then how her students and families of those students speak of their adoration and admiration for her heartfelt dedication.
Lakelia Badeau, Director of Tornado Alley Youth Services Center for Paducah Public Schools. Mrs. Badeau works tirelessly day in and day out for all students at Paducah Tillman High School. However, she is passionate about assisting those who face adversity, those who are fighting to break the generational cycle and negative mindset. She empowers students and families by helping to remove the non-academic barriers they are facing. I see it as giving those that otherwise wouldn't have a fighting chance an opportunity to be successful.
Leeton Bledsoe, custodian at Ballard County Elementary School. He goes above and beyond for students each and every day in various roles in the district. His strongest attribute is his ability to mentor, guide, and impact students' lives, not only in school, but life as well. On many occasions, Mr. Bledsoe takes the initiative to work with students in the hallways, classrooms, and athletic events, making those very important positive connections and building genuine relationships. Mr. Bledsoe is a great role model with an infectious smile and positive attitude that students, parents, and staff cherish.
Teresa Butler, Attendance Secretary and Secretary 2 at Murray Middle School. Teresa Butler is every person's best friend and colleague. She ensures every child is taken care of from the time they arrive until the time they leave, and sometimes even after school hours. Every student and parent knows they can count on Miss Butler. If a child is in need of lunch money and the parent's not available, she will give them the money to eat lunch. If the student needs materials to complete a project, she will get the items from her home craft materials or even go buy what they need. I have witnessed her go above and buy a needed coat or tennis shoes for a student, and she never wants to be recognized for this.
Elsbieta Hornbeek, music teacher at Community Christian Academy. Mrs. H, as her students call her, is an amazing inspiration to all of us. She makes students eager to go to music class and play and become better musicians. She's the reason that I have decided to become a music teacher.
Bridget Thompson, Library Media Specialist at McCracken County High School. This is Bridget's first year as librarian, and she's taken on this role with complete enthusiasm. She succeeded in making the library a fun, inviting place for students and learning. She has brought not only knowledge and love for research, but creativity and heart as well.
The finalists for the Cornelia, Reece Unsung Hero Staff Award are Lakeela Badeau, Director of Tornado Alley Youth Services Center for Paducah Public Schools. Leeton Bledsoe, custodian at Ballard County Elementary School. See if I can get it.
See if you can do it this time. You can do it this time, Lee. And the winner of the 2018 Cornelia Reece Unsung Hero Staff Award is Heather Anderson, Families in Transition Coordinator for Paducah Public Schools.
Hey everybody, thank you. I'm afraid the dog ate my speech. So, I just want to thank you guys so much for recognizing all of us as professionals, in particular in this political environment. So thank you, and thanks to you guys. I appreciate everybody's support and help. Thank you.
Please give them all a round of applause as they go back to their seats.
Dr. Reece will now present presidential awards to individuals who have served in multiple roles in K through 12 education.
The first recipient of the WKCTC President Award has served as a teacher and administrator for many decades in K through 12 education. This individual has served as principal of Ballard Memorial High School and Lonoke High School. And since 2011, she has served as principal of our Commonwealth Middle College, and her student says it best, she is known for being bubbly and her positive personality. The recipient is Donna Weir. Thank you, Donna.
Well, first of all, I definitely just want to say thank you. I'm very, very grateful, very appreciative. I want to thank Dr. Reece and all who have made this night special, because education is special. It's special for every student and every teacher and every person who is a part of the school personnel. I firmly believe that God has a plan for all of our lives, and for the ones of us who are educators, we've done it well. Thank you.
The second recipient has also served for decades in various roles as a teacher, superintendent, and administrator. Since 2011, she has served as the director of the Robbie and Lisa Rudolph's Four Rivers Foundation. The foundation has netted over $10 million in grant funding for the 4 school districts, including Carlisle, Fulton, Hickman, and we are speaking of Diane Owen. Please come forward. As Diane makes her way across the stage, I learned later that she's actually a twin, so I'm not sure which one is here. I think this is the right one.
I'm speechless, and if you knew me, you would know that was very, very rare. Thank you so much, Dr. Reece and everyone, all of WKCTC. And thank you, Robbie and Lisa, for giving me this opportunity to work with such wonderful, wonderful educators. I've had the privilege of, I look around the room and this tonight, and I knew that so many people, I even ran into Mr. Bledsoe when I was doing the Rudolph Readers. And I don't know if he remembers me, but I remember him, and he made a big impression on me because he was patting and just encouraging every student that he met. And Ellen Murphy does that. Kathy Thweet, I mean, just everyone. Heather Anderson doesn't know this, but I used an article about her in a grant. So just so many of these educators are so worthy of these awards. And we just do what we do, and we don't think about having a night like this. And then we get to do this, and then I get asked to come up here, and I can't thank you. I just can't thank you enough. Thank you so much.
Just two left. Our third recipient is unable to be here tonight, but our next recipient, which will be the final award, will receive it on his behalf. I would like to recognize, in his absence, Trent Lovett, Superintendent of Marshall County High School District, for extraordinary leadership, certainly during all of the events on January 23rd. Trent Lovett. Our final recipient of the President's Award has served over 15 years of experience in public education. Began working in Marshall County District in 2003, where she taught math, coached softball, served as the assistant principal, and in October 2017 became the principal of Marshall County High School. We're speaking of none other than Patricia Greer. And we stand strong, Marshall strong.
I'm very honored to be here today. I am also humbled when I look in this room and I know what our area has done for us. I am proud to be a community member in Western Kentucky, and I am proud to be a member of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I am very proud to be an educator in Kentucky. As I had time to read through my booklet, I read so many great things that everybody here who was honored had do every day. And I'm able to do what I can do now because of the faculty I have in my school. My staff and faculty do those things that we see every day. And educators truly do the unsung hero jobs that people forget about every day. On that day, I had teachers who did things they should never have to do, but never once hesitated to love our kids and take care of them. I do ask you to continue to keep my faculty, staff, and students and my community in your prayers. We have been blessed by those, and we continue to need those. So thank you, and I'm very honored to receive this.
This is Mr. Lovett. Thanks again so much. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, as we bring our program, our first inaugural program to a close, when Dr. Yates was speaking about the Ides of March 15th, I thought where he was going was as he set the stage for the fall March Madness and that Kentucky would get beat. But all right, I digress. I digress. There's hope in March Madness. On behalf of myself, First Lady Cornelia Reece, let me just hover for a moment to express profound appreciation. It's one thing to have vision, but it takes different elements for a vision to come together. And as mentioned, it was one of my clear goals, given the opportunity to come and head up this unbelievable, unique institution that we call West Kentucky Community Technical College. My staff last fall, as part of, if you will, my Christmas gift, when I talked about planting the seed for this regional recognition and award and scholarship, they donated $400 to plant the seed for the first scholarship within our foundation. It says a lot for us personally and collectively how serious and committed we are really in supporting teachers, educators, all the supporting staff that make really miracles happen, dreams find direction on a daily basis. To all of the sponsors, we thank you so much for your support of this program. It means a lot having that collective community support. To all of the family members who came out this evening to support the recipients, thank you for that. All the members of our team responsible both on stage and behind the scenes for pulling this inaugural together really means a tremendous amount. Lastly, I will say this. As mentioned, I had the opportunity in Knoxville to see a slightly different version of this, but watch over time how significantly it also grew and continued to expand and reach. I don't think we can ever fall short or get too tired really of thinking of ways of not only recognizing, supporting, and championing our teachers, educators, staff, and supporters, but equally getting more individuals to commit to this remarkable profession. Because the reality is, even in the midst of all of our discourse with retirements, etc., when all is said and done, many of our master teachers will transition. Who will be filling those gaps? There's an adage that goes, we are only as strong as our weakest link. Teachers play that pivotal role in strengthening that link. So again, I know that the night may be a little long. I know this is also March Madness, but on behalf, but from this day forward, we will continue to celebrate. Congratulations again to all of our nominees and recipients. And as the MCs bring closing remarks, I'm sure we probably would like to do a group photo. Also the winners somewhere in the outer area. Blair, that's correct. And with that, I will turn it back to the MCs. Thank you all so much. And again, Dr. Yates, thank you for taking your time. And to the musicians who also performed tonight, thank you so much. See you next year.
On behalf of all of WKCTC, David and I want to thank you for coming out this evening, and we congratulate all of our nominees. We thank our sponsors, and we appreciate you being here tonight. We ask that you please allow the stage guests, nominees, and their families to exit first, and then follow us to the lobby and student center to celebrate with pictures and refreshments. Thank you.